Another block, second one by Walls. Again, dislodges it, and that one will count for Kyle Brown. All-time matchup number 8 between the programs. Brianna Sorensen and Brian Burton, I'm John Little. We are ready to go. SMU coming off that 87-85 victory is playing game 6 of 11 straight on the road to start the season. And Samet Yigatolu takes the pick and roll feed from Boopie Miller for 2.
Well, you can see just slowing down this SMU offense is going to be a big key. And there you see a good execution offensively for Pine-Bluff. They need a 40-minute edge. Postman talked about they played well in spurts. They need to do it for the full game. And for SMU, they must dominate the paint. 62 points in the paint last time out. And a defensive focus from start to finish is what Coach Infield wants to see.
D2 outside bomber for Limestone University before the university closed and he had to transfer and he found a home in Pine Bluff. Corey Washington, best defensive player SMU has had early this season, leans in and Yigatolu twins up the glass inside.
16 assists, but if they get 20, great. If they get 10, though, that means they're not sharing the ball, spacing the floor, and moving the ball the way they want to.
Having a better IQ for what the system is and understanding what coach expects and learning how to use his physicality to be productive.
Yeah, look at BJ Edwards getting in that passing lane, knocking it to himself and setting up Pierre Jr. from out top to rain in a triple. Is a game.
Yeah, and sometimes when it rains, it pours. You see back-to-back threes, and it is
There's no rebound in Jaron Pierre in the first half, but second half he looks so much better at all the things we want him to do. Sam Walters, the ultimate stretch four, nails one out of the corner. Top 25 in the nation when it comes to free throw percentage and free throw makes as well. Walters had the rebound. He goes down hard. Is it stolen away from him? The layup is good, and
hopefully it's nothing serious. Definitely.
The ankle.
Yeah, you hope it's just a sprained ankle. But
pulled down by Nigel Walls for SMU. So the Mustangs already a little bit young inside, a little thin inside without Jaden Toombs until next week. Going with some younger players inside there.
Just kind of rims out the last minute. SMU takes away the rebound.
Mercini, some really good defense on Pierre. Turning inside, Holmes hits the baby hook. He continues to produce. Not able to knock that one down. A former D2 guy who is in his first year on a full scholarship. What a great story. Pierre out of the corner. Another three for Jaron Pierre Jr. Golden Lions really trying to mess with Jaron Pierre Jr. early, but he's been imperturbable so far. Jaquan Scott knocks down the turnaround.
Playing virtually all guards. 5 guards on the floor. A lot more speed and athleticism on the floor. Not as much height.
It's cleanly stripped by Lloyd. And Washington comes back with another swipe. Boopie Miller. Transition triple. It's bottoms for BJ Edwards. Here comes Williams. Fleet of foot drops it off for Charles, the Frenchman, for 2. Timeout, SMU.
Experience, and Dad was a Division I assistant as well, and it's been around. So the relationships that are able to be cultivated, like you said, between the two of them and the Bozeman.
What about the respect for lower level type of basketball, like Division II programs, with the fact that his dad coached in Division II? You got Miracini, who's a Division II guy. Edwards knocks it into the backcourt. Edwards blocked from behind by Keon Williams. Catch and shoot 3, Miracini. Oh, what a play! My goodness. Those are 2 athletic guys going at it. Edwards getting blocked by Williams, but Yigatolu just too muscly inside. Scott playing with a little more pace, hits Miracini, wings it outside. Lloyd, 17 feet away, drops it in. Lloyd's been out, but really adds size and playmaking ability now that he's back in the lineup. Edwards lofts the 3 and hits. That's his 3rd of the first half.
They have to get inside the arc more and share the ball to go back outside. So now you have rotations going for SMU. They've pretty much kind of played inside the arc.
Little bully ball there for Washington against the much smaller Miracini. And ripping it to the cut, Trayvon Payton, who had an early 3. A lead count. Johnson up the floor for the deuce for Peyton.
There's work, grit, and toughness, and they are showing some resemblance of those things right now.
Miller gets the edge on Williams for two, and after the play, Jaquan Scott for Pine-Bluff, and then Cement Yigatolu for SMU. Yigatolu down to Washington, cutting baseline for the rim rocker.
Yeah, and even those quick decisions, Boopie led that whole way.
The fouls mounting on Pine-Bluff. That's already 5 in the first 3 minutes of the second half, as Jaron Pierre Jr. takes the handoff from Miller. The rebounding, that takes that next level effort, and he's giving it.
Well, I think his focus on the floor, too, for the little things is definitely.
Miller up top, down hard for Pierre Jr.
Hey, Sean Kent, but it looked like the Rain Man on the finish.
Coming off that D1 career high 22 against Vandy last time out. Like you said, you can fill it up. Doesn't matter if you're a D2 guy or not. Step back three.
North Carolina with a big win early against Kansas. See North Carolina State, Will Wade in his new era, doing well. Washington making three. He said, I want to get in on this rain making that's going on. It doesn't make sense to see it that way, but I think it's more the recency, unbiased almost, of like they haven't been here long enough amongst the traditional powers or just traditional teams within the league. But
I'll tell you, in the year, in the era of the transfer portal, I mean, I get blue bloods and everything, but my goodness.
Well, I think
real quick, SMU has become a factor in every single sport out there as Davis Ray finishes inside.
Oh my God, it's becoming, as they call it, an everything school.
Exactly.
Where you see football playing in the championship last year, the playoffs last year.
That is making the NCAA tournament run. What makes for a successful team then as far as what you do now? How do you prepare your team to do those things?
Making 431 out of 466 free throws. Coach joked around saying sometimes the player challenge him to shooting competitions, but he tells them he can't go past that three-point line, but he will stick to free throws. So moral of the story, do not try Coach Enfield in a free throw contest at practice.
Edwards tracks down the board. New 20, Davis Ray lays it over the front of the rim.
I think his numbers show those things you just talked about too, John.
Washington's drop shot, butter. And 11 of his 13 have come in the second half. He's 4 of 5 from the floor. Again, a guy that's not hungry for his shot, but fills it up. Jaquan Scott.
We haven't even had a chance to practice. All we can do is travel and walk through or shoot arounds.
As O'Neal Jr. knocks down the triple.
Speaking of shooting around,
he really wants the world to see how good Alex Miracini is, and hopefully he'll have that chance this season. Boopie Miller, nice maneuver down the baseline, and Washington finishes with a flash inside. Man, just the way he's running the show this year, it's been a revelation. Another assist, this time O'Neal Jr. No, but O'Neal runs down the rebound. Pierre inside, shouldering off a defender, and the train coming downhill.
Losing 3 double-figure scores from last year's team, they would need his point production.
Well, good thing they start 5 double-figure scores this season. Most extended playing time for some of these freshmen, like O'Neal, who gets it from Pierre, lofts the triple and rolls it down. That is a smooth stroke.
Kind of an old-school game, can score, can rebound, has a high IQ, and SMU fans are going to love seeing that young man play. And speaking of love, another finish at the rim. Lives at the line, so physical, strong, and athletic. Well, BJ Edwards putting forth light work right there on the midi for the 100. They get to 100 yet again on the season.
It's no 6-7. The kids don't get excited about 100 like they do about 6-7 these days.
Oh.
Edwards looks off. Davis Ray banging inside. Feeds it out. Spot up 3 from the corner. O'Neal Jr. cinches the strings.
Tell you what, this young man, you can tell he put a lot of reps into that shot.
3-and-D looks pretty good on Jermaine O'Neal Jr.
I think the student section is calling for some of the walk-ons to get in the game.
They want Trey Utter.
And definitely will not be the last, as this team has a lot of offensive firepower.
The Mustangs have 3 straight games. Oh, goodness. Jermaine O'Neal Jr.
The no look by Edwards for the lob. So nasty. And
another rejection, this time by Nigel Walls, the freshman out of Houston.
able to get 44 points in the paint still, just all facets of the game.
Oh, double clutch. Three-pointer by Ahmad Johnson right against the shot clock. Hits his 4th 3 of the year.